I didn't know who LeeMc was. I just know the voice. I just know the the vocal.
Yeah.
Now they come in. There's like 5-10 of them. I don't know who's LeeMc is.
You can put the face to the voice.
Yeah, man. And we get in studio and they're like, yeah, Groot man, you've got this nice idea. We just play the beat and they go in studio. And the minute LeeMcKrazy walks in the booth and puts his headphones on, goes into the song, listens to the song, and he smiles. He looks at us, he smiles. And it's like, oh,
come on now.
Okay.
I saw him.
That's him.
I've been laughing through this question. I think the only difference between me and Tabo is the height.
Yeah.
A lot of things like
very common. So.
I would have a childhood memory that he would have. At the same time. Let's just say maybe we're in the bus, we're traveling far, and we see something, and it sparks a memory. And I start maybe singing a certain tune. And we're like, yeah, I have to do that.
Yeah. Black Motion is in the building, baby.
Yeah. Yo. Beth.
I'm talking about the mandem himself. Is a duo of Tabo Small and Problem Child 1083. I've been super excited for this interview. Couldn't wait. Seeing you guys. I don't know if I'm starstruck or what, Mara. Welcome to the 3 to 6 lane.
Thanks for having us,
yeah. I mean, you know, when I was first introduced to Black Motion, it was through the song Joy, and it was before I could put the face to the name, but then ever since I've been obsessed, you know. But then I'm super excited for today's interview. But before we get into the interview, I want us to play a little game, right? I want to play a little game. There's 3 songs, right? And these 3 songs are of Black Motion, right? It's up to you to identify if you're gonna know the song, which song I'm talking about right here. So I'm gonna play the song, but then there's a trick to it, right? The song is in reverse.
Okay.
Yeah. You ready? Yeah. The song is in reverse, so you guys are gonna shoot and see if you can identify the song. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's go. So here's the first song. Like who, Thomas?
Impi.
Yeah.
It's not even in reverse.
It's not in reverse. Listen, hold on. I think no.
Sure, thanks, bro.
Sure. Let's try this one more time. Right? Here's the next song.
Okay. That's your favorite song, bro.
Which one is this one?
This is Joy.
Yeah. It is Joy.
You make me feel every time I see you.
This is the song right here. The next song is, you ready for the next one?
Okay.
Just like that.
Takala.
It can't be that easy.
If you double the reverse,
you make it faster.
Faster, like you can't hear it.
You got it right. It's new Takala right here on the 3 to 6 lane. But then let's dive into the interview, man. I'm super excited. I just want to know, talk about your first album. Let's talk about your first album as a new duo. I'm talking about the Rebirth of Drum. It just feels like you guys have been together for 20 years. That album was amazing, man. You know, the Rebirth of the Drum. It feels like you guys have been working together for about more than 20 years, in fact. Please take me through the creative process of this album.
Take it away, Uncle.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was a new era. It was like a new kind of space that we needed to make music and provide the music that we think is representing this new era. So, man, the process was very, very should I say carefully selected with the artists that we worked with, because we wanted to put out a story out there and make people understand that Black Motion is still Black Motion.
Yeah.
The music is still the music, but obviously with some added elements of today's music. And today here we are. Rebirth is doing good, doing numbers in Europe, and there's a whole lot of people that are catching on to the songs there on the album. So that's the process.
Yeah, beautiful, man. Would you say this was like a reintroduction of Black Motion as a new duo?
Yeah, you would say something like that. But like as I was saying, the signature is always there, and Black Motion will never change for anything, and like obviously except moving on with the times. So yeah man, it was just a reintroduction of the signature of Black Motion.
Yeah. So we all know you're from Sosha. I'm from Sosha too. From Sosha, the streets of Sosha. What was the pivotal moment that made you answer your call to creating music?
You just never know, bro. You just see yourself in it, and but I feel like the minute you are born, it's a calling of like something you need to do on earth, and you don't wait for a certain time, as long as you know, and it's a sign from you. I mean, it's a sign to you from birth. And yeah, man, you never know when the calling happens, so it just happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to get into more of with the questions you asked on our social media platforms. We see your voice notes coming through. Send through your voice notes. What do you want to know about Black Motions? I want to break down everything from Problem Child. He joined the duo, and how the experience was you joining the duo Black Motion. So stay tuned on the station that rocks the most. Right now I want to play one of their songs, Kipitori Affair. It's Black Motion featuring Spice Drums, Ellie Keys, right here on the 3 to 6 lane. It is Cap Series number 1. That is Black Motion with the song Rainbow. The time is 16:08 right here on the 3 to 6 lane, and I'm rolling not alone. Black Motion in studio right now. The name is Macbeth Ntsongo. I'm with Motu. Motu?
Oh yeah. So I know that you two have a big goal of playing a 6-hour set at some point with a live set and DJs, and your wish is to find yourselves doing it in the heart of Pitori.
Yeah.
What is the story behind that? Why would it be so important for you to have it hosted right here in Pitori?
As basic as setting the bar, because a live element is a big deal when you set up, and having to carry it out through with no glitches is also a superpower, which we still struggle till today to put together even an hour of a performance.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal to us.
Yeah.
And we would like to engrave that memory with the people. When we get it done successfully, everybody's going to be there with us. So it's more like a team effort. It's not like artists performing for an audience. We are all in there together.
All right, beautiful.
Yeah.
Also, having noted that your biggest inspiration as Black Motion stems from listening to legendary artists such as Utata Hugh Masekela, the likes of Fela Kuti, Lady Smith, Black Mambazo. All of those artists have a core message that they're trying to send out to the public. They are all activists in their own way. What would you say is the message that Black Motion is striving to send out to its listeners when you create your music? Also keeping in mind that you look at this legendary artist that I mentioned for inspiration.
For the legends to become the legends, they had to have a message to carry during their time. Now, they also left us something which is timeless. They left us recordings, and some of them gave us the rights to remix, So it's easier for us to take the same messages that were portrayed or that were conveyed from the past into the current times with the current sound. So we still get your Busimhlongo, we'll still get your Madala Kunene, we'll still get your Mira Makeba, and the list goes on. And that's where the roots come from. That's where we were born. And every once in a while you gotta go home, man.
Yeah.
You can't just stay in the streets forever.
Yeah.
All right. Beautiful. I'm happy you touched on the fact that we're still able to give us a fusion of what they left us with and what you still want to then introduce, considering that the times are changing and all of that.
Yeah.
I would love to ask, picture yourself in production studio right now. You are creating. How does that blend come into place where you find yourself including your traditional elements, your nostalgic olden day elements, and also keeping in mind that Matutawa Mameti, they are listening to the music. How do you then manage to put it all together and create music that a Tutawa can listen to, our parents can listen to, and you also feel, okay, this gives Black Motion, this says we are Black Motion?
Oh yeah. I mean, as we said earlier on, that we are Black Motion, and but like we're moving with the times. So like the most sufficient way to do this and to stay relevant, obviously, is just by featuring these young cool artists. Yeah. So with them, man, I mean, that's the element of today, with the element of Black Motion that exists. So once you get a LeeMcKrazy on a track, and you get like a lock drum on something very vying, like that percussive instrument, then you got the recipe to making something progressive that's in time of today. So yeah, man, it's just about young features giving young producers a chance as well. Like Spice Drums, the producer that we're working with, man, he's got today's mind, but also with that old feel, and so that's why the whole thing comes together.
I want to know Problem Child, the name Problem. I made a bet to the crew earlier on, right, that I think Problem Child, the name Problem Child, comes from you playing soccer when you were young, probably. And then no about Zwino. So I don't know, I want to know where the name Problem Child derived from.
Problem Child is a musical name.
Yeah.
Music.
Yeah,
we did play sports.
Yeah.
With a couple of bicycles here and there, but the name Problem Child comes from the only youngest person in the club.
Yeah,
shaking the club.
Now, how did that conversation happen? I don't know about the conversation of your introduction, or who made the call of you being introduced into Black Motion.
It was nothing like introduction or whatever. Man, we've been fans of Problem Child's music since way back, since we started Black Motion. I mean, that was Problem Child before the name Black Motion. Man, in our sets there was Problem Child's music that made Black Motion performances what they were back in the day. So it was not about the introduction, but about the time of when it was going to happen, and obviously with the growth, it had to happen. And here we are today.
I mean, social media, social media, ne? And I want you to take me through Problem Child, of how you tackled to blur out the noise of you having to fill a role. The past the member who was, who I'm talking about. How did you manage to blur out the noise of you having to fill the role, or you have to act like that certain character, and be yourself and put yourself into the music?
Well, the good thing is that even from the start, I've always been myself. And to Black Motion, I bring myself to Black Motion. So I'm just gonna give it my 110%. Total dedication. You name it. But you see, I think the masses missed the point a little bit. It's not about the face, it's about what comes out the speaker. All day, every day. The speaker is the headliner. You might have big names, they still go to sleep, but the speaker never sleeps. Play forever. So same as putting your music on vinyl. That's gonna stay forever. It's gonna outlive us. But we put them on the line there, you can take them down anytime. Just up to you. So
all right, acknowledging.
No need to blur anything out.
All right, that's a beautiful way to put it, hey, because the masses can talk. They always have something to say, whether you're doing something great or not. They always have an input. But otherwise, on something that's very important, rather, and I feel like a lot of people want to know this, knowing that both of you are not Venda, right? I am right. How did the name Takarra come about? How did you then decide that we want this song to be Takarra, and even seeing the visuals around the song with our old flag? I'm Venda, by the way. So with our old flag there, how did that come about? How did you decide to say this one is we're taking it to Thoyando, we're taking it to Venda?
Correct me if I'm right. Those lyrics, they remind you of someone old, right? Someone that used to sing it before you, right? Recycling a song from Cradle, or some folklore song. And it's just all about chilling with your friends, with your homies. Probably there, my piano playing there. Like nice life problems.
I want to break down more about Takala. I want you guys to break down the lyrics for us, but then before that, let's get into Black Motion featuring LeeMcKrazy. I love this one. The 3 to 6 lane, you're cruising on the coolest lane on the block. We got cool cats in the building. The name is Macbeth Ntungu, and I don't ride alone. I'm with Mutu right here. Black Motion is in the building. Problem Child, Tabo Smalls is in the building. Before we get into the new album that's just released, it's a work of art, by the way. The Cradle of Art. See what I did there? Work of art. Cradle of art.
Sure.
Before we get into that, I want us to dissect something, for the youngsters. A lot of youngsters, they need knowledge in the music industry. I want you to give them advice in the music industry, especially in the sensitive topic, the spreadsheets and masters, So can you just briefly explain to us how those are shared, the masters and spreadsheets? If I come through, does it mean if I come through and record in your studio and whatever I eat at your studio, that means the spreadsheets are for.
There's a whole lot of dynamics to that, and it's just man, when you go deep, you go into the law book of music. But like as Majita Rekhankokasi, there's a very important thing that we first missed. The first step is, as an artist, and you get into a studio, the first thing that you should be asking for is split sheets or like the recording forms and your conditions and what percentages you're gonna take, what you bring into the song, and that's the first thing before anything when you get into a studio. Split sheet, and then from there on everything will just explain itself as long as the percentages are good in the first session of the studio. So a lot of artists they just get excited, get in the studio, make the music, and when the split sheets come through, then it's only then they want to ask what are masters, what are rights, what are everything. But like before, in understanding, you should understand that what you're signing for is your percentages, and whatever that you would have on those percentages is what you get money for. And that's why it's an agreement, and it goes through your SAMRO, and the most important thing is to register by SAMRO. There's a whole lot of cats that have been making music, but they don't even know what a split sheet is. And it's sad now when a person is making money somewhere that produced a song, drives a car that's beautiful. It's going to be on his tears, on this boy's tears, and saying, yo, nabanokile, like, where's my money? But you didn't understand that the first thing you sit down in the studio is ask for a split sheet or a contract on what you guys are making, and then from there on everything will be smooth. Beautiful. I think if you're listening and you want to get in the music industry, that is round about the chat spreadsheets. But then I want to get into a work of art. I'm talking about the Cradle of Art. Take me through that the album. It's amazing. Take me through the creative process of how that album came to be, and the music in the album.
That one I think is the most silently prepared album that I've worked on or have had to have a part to be in, because I remember so many times that we would leave the studio so happy and excited to just go test it out on the stage, just to get the response from the people, especially when they don't know it. It's when you get the truth. They don't have anything they know to sing along to. Everything's just new. So everybody's just staring there looking at you. But if it's really dope, they'll move. When you see people moving, then you know that's the right one. It goes into the album, and so forth and so. There's a lot of songs that never made it into the album, and it even forces us to come up with the deluxe edition, which we're working on at the moment. So trying to get some other sounds a chance and some other talents a chance. Introduce more of the new flavor, introduce more of the young people, the people that are going to enjoy the music longer than other people. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you're trying to chase the limelight. They're trying to fit in with you guys, but we do understand where the music is now, and we're just trying to show you that we're still Black Motion, and we can still talk the same lingo as you guys.
Still have motion.
Right. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. I would also love to know, right, as individuals, you all have your individual spiritual tact, you know, that type of thing. So how do you then, as two different individuals, one is from my side of the world, Limpopo, one is from right here, Sosha. So how do you then bring both of them together within their differences and say we are both going to be able to infuse our different spiritual texts into this music?
I've been laughing through this question. I think the only difference between me and Tao is the height.
Yeah.
A lot of things like
very common. So.
I would have a childhood memory that he would have. At the same time, let's just say maybe we're in the bus, we're traveling far and we see something and it sparks a memory. And I start maybe singing a certain tune. We're like, yeah, I have to do that.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Well,
you know, what you listen to builds you.
Okay.
Over time, if you are a Justin Bieber person, you're going to listen to Justin Bieber, and then what you're trying to do musically is just going to be inspired by Justin Bieber a little bit there. So it's unfortunate back in our times.
Yeah,
the only time to enjoy music was to listen to the radio or Uski Maneli DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only time you're going to be able to hear a full version track.
Yeah.
All right. Since you guys say you are more similar than different, right? While creating the Cradle of Art, which one would you say was your core memorable moment? Like maybe you were in studio or maybe you were having a mini listening session.
Just say favorite. You want to say favorite? Say it.
Yeah, your most favorite moment, the moment that stays in your heart, like the both of you. Maybe when you chill over having some lunch, you know, you are like, hey, Mara Small, you remember the day we did this and that stayed with me. Hey, you know, Mara, such things. Which moment defines that for you?
I'd say the moment Vela when Konnichiwa was made, because we were all in just this good spirit, and LeeMcKrazy just randomly asked to come over and record something. So we're like, how? Oh, okay. So they're actually listening to the other side of the music industry.
Yeah.
So they came through, like a whole lot of them, like, and then I not in a bad way, but I didn't know who LeeMcKrazy was. I just know the voice. I just know the vocal.
Yeah.
Now they come in, there's like 5-10 of them. I don't know who's LeeMcKrazy is.
You can put the face to the voice.
Yeah, man. And we get in studio and they're like, yeah, Grootman, you've got this nice idea. We just play the beat and they go in studio. And the minute LeeMcKrazy walks in the booth and puts his headphones on, goes into the song, listens to the song, and he smiles. He looks at us, he smiles. And it's like, oh,
come on now.
Okay.
That's him.
That's him. That's the face to the voice.
And yeah, man, the way they sang out of their hearts, it was just, it's very special to look at. And yeah, man, there was I'm getting goosebumps just talking about that night. It was special because it was the first time I would see these boys record.
Yeah.
And it was just, man, it was just magical. It was just crazy. That was a special night for me.
Yeah, I want to know what is coming up in the pipelines, you know? Can we expect? It's summer now. We're expecting bangers after bangers. So what can we expect?
Obviously some music.
Yep.
And a couple of events here and there. We have Friends of Black Motion, don't forget.
Yeah.
We're
Coming
hosting it usually at the Lion and Safari Park.
Yeah.
But it's the festive season and anything can go.
Yeah.
So events, that's where we at, and then we'll be in the studio most of the time. So
and Uncle Problem Child's Wednesdays, Zwino Wednesdays at Coffee. Coffee Centurion. So come through. It's a nice vibe, playing on vinyl only. Nice show. Come through with us, man, and have a vibe. And obviously we're pushing Cradle of the Art, the album is out. Go get it, go stream, go do everything.
Thank you very much for coming through to the coolest lane on the block. Can I just hear you say one last thing, please? From Pitori to the world. From Pitori to the world.
From Pitori to the world.
From Pitori to the world, baby. It is Black Motion right here on the 3 to 6 lane. We're taking you from the hour 3 to 6.
Are you just gonna let him? From Limpopo to the world. From Limpopo to the world.
I need you guys to say one more. One sentence. Okay, or let me rather ask a question, right? And I don't know how much of Chivenda you know. Just do your best to just try and answer me in Chivenda.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Yo.
Let's just give it a try. Don't tatazel. You're even zazazeling. Come on now. So all right. It's a very simple question, hey? What legacy would you want? There's a kid out there that's listening. There's a kid from Limpopo. There's a kid from Sosha. They're listening to this interview right now. What message would you want to leave with them? Just it could be a line. You could tell them to be happy. I'm giving you pointers.
Takala Zwino. Takala.
Put it in a sentence.
Yeah, man. Yasi. Yeah, man. Takala.
All right. Okay. No, otherwise, no. That's beautiful. Otherwise, you're telling the kids to be happy, amidst whatever challenges. Because even by the time you dropped Takala, it was, South Africa is always on some. There's always something going on. We're always battling. We're a country that is like constantly battling like whatever issues we're facing amidst load shedding, water problems, potholes, all of that. So yeah, when you
come to think of it, all the other Black Motion albums have some song about happiness.
Yes.
What Joy, Jabula.
Yeah.
And now we've got
Takara. Yes. It's all about the happiness vibe.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, you still have to remind the people it's okay to be
Stay
happy, man.
Yeah.
You're going through some stuff, but it's okay to be happy.
Yeah.